Hey all you wonderful beings, how you doing? I hope your day is going well. Breeze here, and I am bringing you another video, another first impressions. Today is going to be... From the team behind Persona and Shin Megami Tensei has brought a new IP, Metaphor ReFantazio. By the way, spoiler alert for everything? Really, if you want to skip stuff so you're fully immersed yourself, please skip to the time on screen to my final thoughts. I'll wait about 10 seconds for you to do so in case you don't want to be spoiled. Okay, so, set in a medieval fantasy realm, you play as a character whose race is called an Elder. At the point in the story I have no clue what this means, powers, speciality, or anything this race has, but hopefully it'll be revealed as I play more. We are on the way to a grand city that we will come back to and be set as the main city. Also, the game starts with King being assassinated, which goes into power control and politics, there's racial issues, discrimination, and so on. So already this game has a lot going for it that will hopefully be handled really well and does a good job of world building. So first, a little warning, if you are coming from playing Persona, you're in for a small shock. This game plays more like Shin Megami Tensei rather than Persona, meaning you don't get one Mors, but rather convert a turn to a half turn, meaning you have more limited time to rack up the damage. Not gonna lie, this took a small bit for me to get used to and can be brutal in some instances, getting flashbacks to those videos of Matador and Mott and Nocturne. If I were to break the gameplay down, you go in a turn order based on your speed. Then once your turns are up, it's the enemy's turn and back and forth. By hitting weaknesses or criticals, you can change turns into half turns, giving another action in that one turn counter. You play with a class system, healers, mages, sword users, tank classes, and so on that the characters can unlock and use semi-freely. I'll get into that later. That's because it uses an archetype system, and that is what they're literally called in the game too. I was really happy with this as I really enjoy a good job class system in games. Each class has its own list of spells or skills, and there is synthesis skills as well, which acts as a combo skill when the character you are currently on is equipped with a class that has synergy with another character's class. The cost is multiple turns and either HP or MP from all the characters participating. The other part to combat is the overworld. If enemies are of similar or stronger strength than you, if they hit you, they get an initiative. If you attack them and get their stun gauge down, you can start with an initiative and a very high chance for enemies to be stunned for a turn. The reason I say very high is because I've had it a couple of times they have broken out of the stun status on their first turn, but it does rarely happen. Also, if they are of weaker strength, then you just outright defeat them and get the EXP and such. It can be really handy sometimes, and also I feel it makes the game not get too repetitive or grindy by making you fight every single enemy even when they are much weaker than you. Remember when I said classes are unlocked semi-freely? This is why. Most are tied behind the social link system in this game. A fair few are optional, which is nice, and to unlock more powerful archetypes in an archetype line, like Healer, the second class in that line is the Cleric. You have to continue to improve and upgrade the social links to also unlock either features like additional inheritance slots, which I'll get into in a moment, or to unlock the future ones in that archetype line. Also, if there are skills you liked from a class you have unlocked, then you can use these points called Magla, which are also used to unlock skills from other classes. This allows you to do some customization, either to have all bases covered or by adding passives to make classes more stronger as well. So far, the social links have been really nice, and some even have other ways to advance them, like through side quests or other objectives, which is kind of nice and mixes it up a little rather than just talking and ranking them all up. The visuals, I'm not fully sure how to describe them. It feels like it uses more darker tones and this type of filter to make the game feel more, I don't know, grittier? Maybe to fit the tone of the game more, but I think it's also to make these bolder and bright tones stand out more when they do appear. I'd say it feels not as bright as Persona games, but not as dark as Shin Megami Tensei games have been in the past, with the exception of 5. Also, apologies if I'm getting the words wrong or not able to convey them correctly. The music is really ambient and good for the setting. The boss battles, the towns, and everything are really nice. Here, have a listen. Also, there was this one moment that really caught me off guard. Most of the music has been this tone and deeper sounds to them, but this one moment and track made me pause with how serene and gentle it sounded compared to the rest. Touching back on the graphics, I have to mention the menus in this game. Persona 5 had these really stylish menu HUDs and Persona 3 reloads were gorgeous. Metaphor ReFantazio has this really artistic style going where going into each menu changes what is shown like the other games. All of them have this hand painted like quality like going through a small art gallery. I imagine it can be really distracting for some people, but personally I really like it. However, I do have a small complaint: the normal battle music. It has this battle hymn going on in Esperanto for quick battles, and early on this is fine, and in the cathedral dungeon this was so fitting. But after that it started to get rather repetitive. I personally love most of the normal battle themes from the Persona games, maybe I'm just a bit picky. Another thing I both like and dislike, and I feel this is more of an Atlas thing, more specifically with these games, is that they offer a lot, and I do mean a lot of choices throughout the game, most just being dialogue, and I find none of them funny or endearing. That hasn't changed here. The issue I have, and I have seen it in Persona games too, is that at certain story critical points you are basically told you must pick this one specific choice and the others are rendered pointless. Maybe it's just me, but if they have these options, why not have them all give the same answer but a different tone or way of saying it? You reach the same conclusion, but it doesn't feel like you have to go through the game with some freedom of choice, and at these specific moments you are told, here are 3 choices, people want you to pick this one. Just a small issue, it doesn't happen often, which I'm glad, it's just annoying when it does? I don't know, maybe this just bugs me more than it does other people. Overall, this is a thoroughly enjoyable game. The pacing, the characters, and the style and presentation overall. Despite a personal couple of nitpicks, I have been really enjoying this game and really curious how the game goes on. I've been streaming this game mostly when I can every Friday over on Twitch when I can. Come and chill. There's plenty of funny moments that don't feel out of place, and as the game introduces more characters that tag along, I find it getting more and more fun in just general situations. sorry it took me so long to make this video. I really wanted to make it about 3 or 4 weeks after the game had come out. I had pre-ordered it, played it on the first day and everything, but unfortunately, due to my own scheduling stuff happening and my own brain, this got heavily delayed. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye!